Supervisor, manage thyself. To be an effective supervisor, you must step up to the plate by learning first how to manage yourself. Use this session to learn strategies and techniques for managing yourself as well as those around you. Listen for the following techniques to help you accomplish this goal. Strategies to prevent interruptions. Using the calm method to keep in control. 5 steps for embracing change, and strategies for a more positive you. Dealing with interruptions, procrastination, and other time robbers. Here are some techniques you can use for dealing with interrupters. Announce a time limit, and instead of saying, "Yeah, I have a minute," what if you say, "I have about 3. How can I help you?" Now you notice I've been using unusual time frames throughout our entire training together. Here's why I choose 3 minutes. 3 is the new 2, which is the old 1, which was the original 5. So you can use 3 or 4 minutes for the next few years and then change those numbers. Get to the point assertively instead of, "Hey, Alice, good to see you. How was your weekend?" Get to the point assertively and still be relational if that is what the relationship requires. "Hey, Alice, I hope you had a great weekend. You sure look rested. I have a couple questions for you on the Jones account." Use the walk and talk method. When somebody comes into your work area, instead of staying seated, stand up and move towards the person. Face the desk with your back to the door. Now, some people put a rear view mirror there so they can see if someone's walking in. And then maintain your work posture. When someone comes into your workstation, let's say you're on your computer, maybe they walk into the side, maintain your work posture. If they do interrupt you, tell them to hold on for just a moment. Take out a sticky note, write down on your sticky note where you are on your computer, put it up on your screen, look to them. "Yeah, can I help you?" Then turn back to your work, you'll know where you left off. Here's some productive use for the telephone. Check your voicemail and return calls in chunks of time. Treat phone calls like meetings. Set appointments. Instead of, "Hey, I'll give you a call sometime tomorrow," and then getting caught up in the game of phone tag, set a specific time frame. Put it on your email program and then have your email program send a reminder to both people before the phone call, about 15 minutes, preparing both of you for that time together. To prevent procrastination, slip a task you dislike between 2 favorite ones and provide yourself mini rewards for task completion. Remember also to use the calm method to remain in control. C stands for control the climate. A, realize what is the activating or triggering event. L, listen and think. And then M, make a response, not a reaction. In your workbook, there is a stress test. Take a moment now to complete that test and then see where your scores fall. Put stars next to the areas that you'd like to improve over the next 21 to 30 days. Choose 1 or 2 that you'd like to hone in on to improve. You can also try these 12 action steps to keep your stress under control. Determine why you are always in a hurry rather than following a plan. This might be a pattern for you in your life. You might like that feeling of exhilaration, of feeling like you're cutting things to the last minute, and this could just be a bad habit in your life. Instead, give yourself more time. Plan to be there early. Give yourself a reward for arriving early. Another technique you can use is to develop a support group or get involved with an established support group. This can be in your community, your local church, your synagogue. This can be a group of friends who get together and are on a journey in life with healthy venting. Sleep regularly. Establish a consistent routine. Eat nutritious foods, drink plenty of water, exercise on a regular basis. Take time for hobbies that are relaxing and satisfying. Focus on one task at a time. Single task. Studies are out that show if you try to multitask, you will have increase of errors, you will have an increase of frustration, and an increase of stress and disorganization. Finish what you've started. And then also use imagery. Visualize a calm environment. Now, if you can't create a calm environment, a good suggestion would be to have a little picture frame that either has a picture in it, or if it's an electronic picture frame, you can have pictures scrolling throughout your day. And when needed, you can look and take a virtual vacation or a virtual holiday just when you need those stress breaks. You can also do some deep breathing through the day. A great technique to remember is called the 7-11 technique. In for 7 seconds through the nose, out for 11 seconds through pursed lips. You'll feel a little bit of tingling in your fingers and your toes, so make sure you're seated when you do this exercise. And then seek privacy whenever possible. When you take your breaks, disappear. Go to a place no one can find you. Leave your phone at your workstation. Avoid excessive things such as alcohol, tobacco, caffeine, and then reject perfectionism. I know that last one, rejecting perfectionism, seems a little bit off on the list. Realize though, some people are causing undue stress trying to be perfect in everything, and then they're living with the critical voice in their head that says it's never good enough. Give yourself permission to silence that critical voice by saying, in this instance, good is good enough. And try these steps to facing change, rather than ignoring it or feeling overwhelmed by it. First of all, prepare for the change. You know as well as I do, change is inevitable in all areas of life. Do your best to prepare for change as you would any other component of your life. Face the change. Explore the options for change. Take charge of the change to the best of your ability. Acknowledge the things you can't change. Acknowledge the things you can change. Take action on those things, and remind yourself that you always need wisdom to discern the difference. While you're changing or going through changes, make sure to monitor yourself and your environment. In our final section together, let's talk about emotional burdens of supervisory nightmares and how to avoid those nightmares. Don't take it personally. Remember, sometimes you are the safe place for your employees to vent. Remember to lay the guidelines of what's healthy venting and what's unacceptable, and encourage people to grow in their maturity of dealing with conflict. List your payoffs, your positives, instead of thinking about the 3 to 10% parts of your job that you don't like. List the payoffs. Use the technique of like best next time on yourself. What do you like best about your job? What do you like best about where you contribute? What do you like best about the payoffs? And then for the things you can't change, what can you do to improve 1 or 2 things for next time? Manage your stress effectively. Look for healthy coping mechanisms, healthy ways to express yourself and to eliminate stress and face your problems. In fact, measure your problems. A good technique you can use is to ask yourself the question when you find yourself overreacting to a problem. Compare it to the scale of life. On the scale of life, is this really as big a deal as I'm making of it, or is this just a first world problem? Talk with somebody trustworthy. Find somebody and remember to use the technique of bringing solutions versus just complaining to somebody else. Work on your skills just like you are right now. Continue to grow and develop. And remember, care about the people in your work and in your life. Working to develop a positive attitude is one of the most important and rewarding challenges that you can undertake. When you improve your attitude, you influence every area of your life. You know this. My challenge to you is to take these measures towards achieving excellence as a manager or a supervisor. Schedule time for yourself on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Make use of goal setting, affirmations, and visualizations. Keep a positive focus. Build on your strengths. Take care of yourself physically. Turn negative situations into positive challenges. Build a support group. Celebrate your victories and accomplishments. And, as assertiveness communications expert Deborah Fox would say, behavior without consequence may not change. When faced with a motivating consequence, positive or negative, a person can change a habit in as little as one day. Now, it may take the rest of their life to stay focused on that habit, but they can change a habit in one day. We began with the end in mind, and now we're ending with the beginning in mind, and it all starts with your thoughts. So watch your thoughts. What you think about becomes your words. Watch your words. What you talk about becomes your actions. Watch your actions, because you know your actions become your behaviors and your habits in a short time. Watch your behaviors and your habits, they become your character. And watch your character, it's who you and I have become. I'm Dawn Jones, thanking you for this time together and reminding you to be a person of good character.